someone so small and that can't even talk could just build our faith in God. Basically, that's what happened with our little miracle baby, Silk Jr., also known as CJ. Basically, he was born and he was just a miracle.
First, we wanted to, first this baby, it was planned, but we wanted to have it come out after Chriselle, of course, finished her bar exam. So the timing was perfect because she took her bar exam probably at 6 or 7 months, right? And of course she passed it because she's beautiful, amazing, and intelligent. The biggest thing, Chriselle wanted to have the baby natural, with no epidural, no nothing.
Yeah, it was my decision to have him natural, and regardless of what people said, whenever I told them or the faces that they made, I knew in my heart that I could do it. You know, God created women and men to procreate, and He equipped us with the strength to be able to birth a baby, carry a baby for 9 months and birth a baby. And so I just grabbed a hold of that, and I basically didn't want to settle.
So we're up at like 7 a.m. and she was at 6.5 centimeters dilated for 4 hours. So that was kind of draining because the contractions never stopped. It kept going, and I was right there by her side, just holding her hand, coaching her on, coaching like I know how to do. And she was able to just get through those 4 hours. And then our doctor comes in, Dr. Monica Daniels. We will never forget that name, and we love her, and CJ loves her too. So she comes in and she checks Chriselle, and she gave us a couple options, and some of those options included either just wait it out at 6.5 to see if it goes to 10 naturally, or break her water. She would break her water and the contractions will increase, and the pain would increase. So Chriselle ended up choosing breaking her water, and the contractions started increasing like every 3-4 minutes, and it was very, very tough.
For who? For you?
For me.
For me too.
And seeing her pain.
Yeah, he cried. Sorry, babe.
And seeing her pain, and so she went from 6.5 to 8.5. And then the nurse came in and checked her and said she was at 8.5, and Chriselle really thought the baby was right there. So that was kind of disappointing for her at that time. But the nurse told her, gave her a little suggestion and said, why don't you turn over to your side and endure one of the contractions, and it'll probably happen. So we got Chriselle to her side, and that was probably the most excruciating pain that I've seen her go through ever. And so she went from 8.5 to 10
in like a minute.
Within a minute
or two, maybe two.
Within a minute or two, and
all I could think is, we're gonna adopt the next few kids. I'm not gonna have any more kids.
And that was her thought process during that time, because it was very tough, and I didn't like seeing her going through that pain. But boom, she was there, 10 centimeters. Doctors are in. They wanted to give her a practice push, but realized it was too late, and CJ was ready to come out.
His head was peeking out, and I had to push, and so I was pushing with all I had. It was like, I don't know, it was just, I felt like the Incredible Hulk. I had to just gather up all my strength from I don't know where, because I was very tired. I hadn't eaten. I was so hungry. I was just exhausted. I hadn't slept, and so I was pushing. I actually pushed him out within 8 minutes total, which is a big deal for a first-time mom. And
during that process of her 8 minutes, CJ's head went in and kind of went back out. She felt all of that, of course. And during that time, during that 8 minutes, at one point, Monica Daniels, who was very sweet and very funny, has a great sense of humor. Even during that process, she said, and looked at Chriselle with like a serious look, and said, Chriselle, you really need to push your baby out right now. He's not breathing. So CJ's umbilical cord was tied in a knot. And also within that knot, they don't know how long that knot was there, but within that knot, it was wrapped around his neck and his shoulder. So he wasn't breathing. So Chriselle pushed out the baby. He wasn't breathing, he wasn't alert.
Wait, I when she said that I needed to push because my baby wasn't breathing, I was trying to push with all my might, but my body wasn't pushing enough. So it was kind of frustrating because I was giving it all I had, and all I could think at that moment is like, while I was pushing, I was just praying like, my baby's not going to be taken away from me. This is not going to happen. And so I just gathered all the strength that I had in me, and I literally pushed him out in one push. I pushed his whole body out. And then he finally, when he came out, he wasn't making a sound. And I was just asking, like, why isn't he crying? Why isn't he crying? And, the nurses were doing what they had to do, but basically being kind of evasive, because obviously they had to do whatever they had to do to, make him wake up, or, And so finally, what felt like 2 hours, which was, I'm sure in real life was just like a minute, he started to cry. And me and Chriselle during that time we were like, he's gonna be okay. He's gonna be okay. Very scary, but we just believed, and he started breathing. The nurses did their thing, and we're just happy and we're excited that everything is great in his life, and he's healthy. He has a great calling. He's gonna be a blessing to the world, like he has been a blessing in our home already. Introducing Silk Jr., aka CJ, to the world. Say hi. Cheese.